Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Welcome to today's video. It's been a while we did this whole one-on-one, like the solo video art kind of a thing. So back today with a very interesting video. Today we're going to talking about Lagos, Nigeria versus Accra, Ghana. This is not the video where we throw shade on any city. This is not the kind of video where we'll come and we'll say, oh, this one is this, oh, this one is that. No, we're not doing all of that. If you're looking for somewhere to go and vent your frustration about any particular city out of both cities, you can literally just this is not the video for that. This is just a video we'll talk about different vibes both cities have to offer. This is a series where we'll be talking about the different cities in Africa, all of the major cities in different African countries and what they have to offer, the vibes of all cities, so that in case you're planning on visiting any city, you will know which one is well suited for you. That's, depends on the kind of person you are. So like today we're talking about Accra, Ghana versus Lagos, Nigeria. We're going to talking about the vibes of both cities. So if you are introverted or extroverted, the city that suits you more, depends on what you are looking for in case you're visiting Africa or whatever, anywhere you're visiting basically. So one thing both cities has to offer, so that you can discover, oh, this is the one that is well suited for me or for my need this moment. This is the kind of person I am, and this is somewhere I would like to be. Like I said, this is not a city where we throw. This is not a video where we're going to be throwing shade at either city. We're not doing that. So that's with the street life of both cities. Literally, there's a lot of a street hustle in both cities. Like you can be on the street of Accra, you can get everything you're looking for. Like you can be on traffic, you can get from electronic, that's gadgets, to food, water, beverages, car parts, toys, books. Everything you're looking for is on the street. You can do your regular shopping while driving to your destination, or even in structure, wherever you're driving at. So it's kind of the same in Lagos. Not kind of, it's actually a whole lot like that in Lagos. Also, there's a lot of street hustle in Lagos. Also, there are a lot of people selling things on the street. You can be on traffic in Lagos and you can literally feed yourself, because most times Lagos traffic can last for 4 hours. You can be in traffic for 4-5 hours, so you get hungry. There is food for you. Then you're looking for a book. I want to read. You see a book. Everything you're looking for is on the street of Lagos and on the street of Accra. So when it comes to the street hustling spirit, it literally has kind of similar vibes. There is a lot of street hustle in both places. This has a lot to do with the fact that there are not a lot of jobs in both cities, like for everybody. Like Lagos is very populated, so you can see providing jobs for the millions of people in Lagos can be a bit hard. So the life of people in Lagos, most people they look for their daily living, source of daily living on the streets. That's why you see a lot of street hustle. So when it comes to street hustling, both cities has the same vibe. I think it's more so in Lagos, because Lagos is, like I said, way more populated than Accra. Accra is obviously a smaller city than Lagos. Not like small, but it's really, like, compared to the population and everything, it's a smaller city to Lagos. So maybe that's why there are a lot more of that in Lagos than in Accra, but it has similar vibes when it comes to that. You can get everything, feed yourself, buy phone, buy everything on the street of both cities. And that's number two. Which city is beautiful? I personally think both cities are very beautiful in different ways. Talking about Accra is really very beautiful. Accra has a lot to offer. There are a lot of things that makes Accra feel a whole lot more like home than Lagos, Nigeria, in the sense that, like I said, Lagos is a very populated city. So Lagos has a whole city vibe, that whole busy infrastructure everywhere, like that whole urban vibe about it. So it's literally a lot of things going on in Lagos at a particular time. So it's kind of like Lagos is like a no man's land where people literally just go to, and they are all well blended. People are going, coming, like it's busy 24/7, 24 hours of the day. So it has a different vibe to that of Accra. Accra feels a whole lot more calmer, a whole lot more like homey, that whole homey feeling than Lagos does, because Accra is a whole lot less populated than Lagos is. And Lagos also is very beautiful and a lot of things, but it's a whole lot more stressful, like when you're landing in Lagos and when you're landing in Accra, lastly getting out of the airport. Like when you're landing in Lagos, getting out of the airport, if you're inside the airport, might still be calm. Immediately you're leaving the airport, you're straight into one or the I don't know, maybe my time might be the worst traffic you've experienced in your life or not. Depends on when and there, but literally, Lagos is a whole lot more populated, so it's a whole lot more stressful when you're landing in both cities. So when it comes to being beautiful and the rest, when you're landing in Accra, you're leaving the airport, you're literally just driving, you're feeling the whole vibes of the city, you're like taking the whole thing in, you're looking around. Oh my god, this is all this and that. It's a very beautiful place. But Lagos is like straight into traffic. Maybe because of the whole stress of the traffic, you might even ignore taking in the whole scenery, like, oh my god, this is a very beautiful city. Maybe later on before you start doing all of that, because of the population. Like I said, both city has a lot to offer differently, so they are both beautiful in different ways. Basically, that brings us on development. Which city is more developed? Lagos is a highly developed city, but it has a lot of industries and it's a whole lot more commercialized, yes, than Accra is. Accra is highly developed also, and there are some really calm area with very beautiful infrastructure that were totally more planned out than that of Lagos. I think Lagos, there are literally buildings springing up everywhere, every day. You can go to this place tomorrow, the next day you're seeing very huge building, like, literally like a lot of buildings. I think the whole city vibe, Accra was a whole lot more well planned than Lagos was planned. I don't think Lagos was intended for the multitude of people in Lagos now, which is understandable for why the whole infrastructural life of Accra is a whole lot more well planned than that of Lagos. But Accra has this whole calm areas where you go and you see all these well planned arts, views, infrastructures, and all of that. There are a lot of industries in Accra also, but there's nothing like compared to that of Lagos. Like I said, Lagos is highly commercialized. Lagos is like a commercial city, like a city where people go to, and there's like, it's kind of like New York, like I said, that has this whole New Yorky vibes. In Accra, there are no unnecessary skyscrapers everywhere, but in Lagos, there are a whole lot of unnecessary skyscrapers. Maybe because I'm not really big on those whole huge buildings everywhere. They cost a lot of things. Basically, Lagos is a whole lot less more planned out. There are a lot of unnecessary skyscrapers everywhere you turn. Like Accra, where there are not too much of unnecessary skyscrapers everywhere. So like I said, Accra has a calmer vibe than that of Lagos. It depends on what you are into, the kind of vibes you are more into, which is kind of why I kind of like prefer living in Accra, because of the whole calmness it has to offer. Because I'm introverted, I do not really like the whole busy city life. I can be in Lagos and be like 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to 1 month in Lagos, and I'm tired and I'm ready to like go out of Lagos to kind of recharge before I can get back in. But Accra, I can literally be in Accra and I have the whole city feel life, and I still have the whole calm country kind of life also in Accra, which is kind of why I said Accra is a whole lot more well suited for introverted people than it is for Lagos State. The homeless people in both cities, Accra has a whole lot less people than Lagos, and that is mostly because Lagos is more populated than Accra, so both cities has a lot of homeless people on the street, but I think you see them more in Lagos because, like I said, there are a lot of people in Lagos. The people literally live everywhere in Nigeria, and everybody wants to be in Lagos, and to live in Lagos is not easy. People don't understand that. Everybody wants to go to Lagos because when you watch a lot of these whole Nigerian movies, it's always like someone leave the village and they went to Lagos and then they come back rich. I think that sorry, I have a call. So in terms of homeless people in both cities, like I said, Accra has a whole lot less homeless people than Lagos because of the population. But there are homeless people in both cities. Now talking about employment rate also, there's a whole lot of high level of unemployment in both cities. I think that's an African thing. The whole of Africa, there is a high level of unemployment in literally everywhere, in every city. So in both cities, there's a high level of unemployment, more higher in Lagos, again because of the population. To create jobs for those multitude of people is a lot. It's not something that can be done anywhere, basically, like, and the government and everything of the country is not helping. So there's a high rate of unemployment in both cities, which is why you see a lot of street crimes more in Lagos than in Accra, because like I said, Lagos is too populated because of those whole Nigerian movies where you see someone leaving their village and then they go to Lagos. Before you know, they are back rich. So everybody leaves their states. It's 36 states in Nigeria, and we're going to Lagos State to go and make money. So people go to Lagos unnecessarily with no plan, because literally, how would they employ the millions of people in Lagos? So there are a lot of homeless people in Lagos because of that, because to afford the house in Lagos is very expensive. Like I said, Lagos is a commercialized city and it's one of the biggest cities in Africa. So because of that, cost of living is higher than most cities. People do not realize that. So they go there and they realize that it's not, life in Lagos is not as easy as they intended it to be, and then they are now homeless on the streets of Lagos. This is why I said the level of unemployment in both cities is high, but it's more in Lagos because of the population in Lagos. Talking about finances, Lagos has a lot more finance option than Accra does have, like when it comes to like financial institutions like banks, because literally there are millions of banks in Lagos alone. Every street you're entering in Lagos, people have more access to financial institutions in Nigeria, in Lagos, than in Accra. I think in Accra the major source of how will I say it? Like in Nigeria is the most, like in Lagos is like a cashless city. It's not like it is a cashless city. There's everybody with ATM, POS everywhere. But in Accra is more like MTN mobile money. So there are not a lot of people going around with bank cards. So there are not literally a lot of banks everywhere in Accra. But in Lagos, I keep saying in Nigeria, but we're talking about just one city, we're talking about countries today. Lagos has a lot more financial institutions than Accra does. Everywhere in Lagos, there are banks in Lagos. Everybody has different access to different banking options in Lagos. I personally have up to 4 different bank cards as a Nigerian. That's like, because you have access to a lot of these people. They approach you, they give you this, that, the customer, and the rest of that is a whole lot more like that in Lagos than it is in Accra. Like in Lagos, you can go everywhere and you can easily pay with your cards, even at the smallest, literally smallest kiosk. You can go there and you can pay with your ATM card. But in Accra, you have to like move around with mobile money. So like if you're a foreigner in Accra and you do not have the mobile money yet, because you know the way it is in Accra, you have to be like a resident in Accra with the whole permit, as we're not a Ghanaian, to be able to have access to their mobile money. Is quite different than in Lagos, where you can come in with every card. My phone keeps ringing. That brings us to diversity. I don't know, because I keep cutting this video because of a lot of calls somehow keep coming in. I do not understand why everybody needs to talk to me all of a sudden now that I'm working. So yeah, diversity, yes. I think Lagos is a whole lot more diverse than Accra is. Like it's easier to pick out a foreigner in Accra than it is to pick out a foreigner in Lagos. Because of that, there are literally millions of foreigners in Lagos that you will not even know they are foreigners. Mostly because Nigeria, we don't have like, English is our centralized language in Nigeria. We don't have like a central language. We don't have same intonation. We do not sound alike. So there are a lot of different accents and intonations in Lagos. So it's easy to just assume everybody is Nigerian in Lagos than it is to assume everybody is Ghanaian in Accra. Okay, because like the Ghanaians, they speak a lot of Twi, foreigners they can't, and we sound a whole lot different. So like I can be like a foreigner on the street of Accra and I will say hello and someone will just realize, oh, she's not Ghanaian, than it is for that to happen in Nigeria. Like you can come to Nigeria with your Ghanaian accent, that's in Lagos State, and you can tell someone hello. They literally will not know where you're from. They might think you're from any part of Nigeria. So when it comes to diversity, Lagos is a whole lot more diverse. It's a whole lot more blended than Accra is. Accra foreigners stand out a whole lot more than they do in Lagos. And also that has to do with the population also. Lagos is vastly populated. So really, how are you gonna pick out the foreigners in it? You're gonna pick out the foreigners. It's really difficult. It's not easy like that. But Accra foreigners stand out a whole lot more. Both cities has a lot of foreigners. Like Accra has a lot of foreigners. There are a lot of African Americans in Accra. There are a lot of Africans in Accra. There are a lot of whites in Accra. There are lots of foreigners in Lagos. Also millions and millions of foreigners. But there are a lot of foreigners in Lagos that are now blended into the system, and everybody is just like I said, Lagos is a no man's land. Lagos, you can't pick out, oh, this one is a Lagosian and this one is a visitor. No, that cannot be done in Lagos. But in Accra, it is, like I said, it's just easier to pick out the foreigners in both cities. There are lots of foreigners in both cities, but so when it comes to diversity, Lagos is a whole lot more diverse than Accra is. So if you are the kind of person that when you visit a city, you want to see what the whole thing has to, what the place has to offer, culturally, that's culture wise. I feel like Accra has a whole lot more culture than Lagos does. That's also because, like I said, Lagos is a commercialized city, it's a blended city. There are a lot of different cultures blended in Lagos, so you can't really pick out this and that in Lagos. But in Accra, it's kind of different. Accra is a whole lot more cultural, and it is deep rooted in Africanness. As like when you go, you can feel the whole, oh, I'm in Africa in Accra. But like in Lagos, you can just be like, maybe I'm in anywhere, it might be in one of the busiest cities in India and the rest of that. So like when it comes to culture-wise, Accra has a lot more to offer than Lagos does. There's that whole Africanness for foreigners coming in, foreigners wanting to experience the whole African culture and the rest. You get a whole lot more of that in Lagos, in Accra, than you get in Lagos. Like in Accra, foreigners are not put on a pedestal. No, you are going to learn about our culture and you are going to like respect the culture. That's kind of like the vibe Accra has to offer, which is one of the reasons why I love Accra so much, because it has that whole, you are a foreigner in my land, you're going to learn about my culture and you're going to respect my culture. You're not going to come in here, you're not imposing your culture on me or disrespecting my culture. Like I said, everyone's culture is respected in Accra, but more so more so like, oh, this is the Ghanaian culture, you got to respect it. This is our culture, you got to respect it. So you feel that whole Africanness more in Accra than you do in Lagos. Lagos is a whole lot less cultural in a weird sense. I do not know how to explain it, but it's a whole lot. It's more of a multicultural, blended city. Like I think I've explained this already. There are lots of people in Lagos, people from different backgrounds, people from different cultural upbringing. So there are lots of cultures in Lagos that are not blended. So you can't actually pick out the whole Africanness. How do I explain that more? But I think you understand what I'm saying. You can't pick out the whole Africanness in Lagos like you can in another weird thing is that there is a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy pertaining to foreigners in Lagos than it is in Accra, which is weird. Foreigners are treated like they're placed on like a pedestal in Lagos. Accra, no foreigner is placed on a pedestal. I don't want to talk deeply into this because this is a bit controversial. If I decide to like share what I really think about the whole foreigner be placed on pedestal in Lagos thing, how foreigners are a whole lot treated more, it's just like weird. But yeah, but like I said, foreigners are not placed on the pedestals in Accra, but foreigners are placed on the pedestal in Lagos. There's a hierarchy pertaining to foreigners in Lagos State is in place. You cannot deny it. I cannot deny it. Technology-wise, I think both city has a whole lot similar vibes to offer in terms of technological companies like the telecommunication companies. They are the same in Accra, the same in Nigeria. Also, there's Glow in Accra, there's Glow in Lagos, there is MTN in Accra, there is MTN in Lagos, there's Airtel in Accra, there is Airtel in Lagos. So it has a whole similar of technology wise, it has similar companies. And there is DSTV and the rest of that. But one thing about the whole technology or technological companies in both places is that rain can easily disrupt services in Lagos than it does in Accra. Rain disrupts services in Accra, but I'm saying it does that more in Lagos, maybe because of the population. Accra is a whole lot less populated than Lagos, so it's usually more difficult for services to be disrupted than it is in Lagos. Because there are lots of people using this network. This network are easily crowded and they are too much crowded. Any little stuff like this can just disrupt services and be like, oh, now there is no network, I'm looking for network, and the rest of that is kind of like different in Accra because of the population. The population has a lot to play in that also. And then when it comes to retail outlet, if you're looking for somewhere you can buy, easily get things, I think Lagos has lots more to offer in retail outlet than Accra does. I think Accra, the major big retailers in Accra is just like ShopRite and Mecom and just few malls like that, and that's it. But Lagos, there are a lot of malls in Lagos, there are a lot of retail when it comes to grocery shopping. Every street you have major stuff everywhere. It's not like Accra where you have like just few of them. Like I said, like in Accra itself, it's just most people mostly go to Mecom or ShopRite. That's the whole Accra Mall to get groceries. That's the two major retailers. There are literally a lot of smaller shops that sells all these things on the street of Accra. If I'm talking about like major retailers, like when you come to Lagos, where you have a whole lot of that, like albino, there's there's ShopRite also. There are a lot of that in Lagos. So Lagos has a lot more to offer when it comes to, so there are varieties of options for you to choose in Lagos. You can be like, oh, I'm not going to this particular retailer today. I do not want to like call retailer names because I'm not, this is not a video where I say this retailer has a whole lot better to offer than this. So when it comes to like finding varieties in both cities, I think you can find a whole lot more varieties in Lagos than you can in Accra, because of, like I said, Accra, there's a lot of industries in Accra, there are a lot of foreigners in Accra, so there are a lot of foreign athletes in Accra, in Lagos. I keep saying Accra, in Lagos. So when it comes to retailers, you can get more in Lagos than you can in Accra. And then like when it comes to land, if you're looking for somewhere where you want to like get lands are a whole lot cheaper in Accra than it is in Lagos, because the land in Lagos are overly priced. Like to get a land in Lagos is a whole lot of things, and you can easily get scam out of your hard-earned money in Lagos when you're wanting to get like a landed property. It's kind of unlike in Accra, where you can get land for very affordable prices. The lands in Accra are very expensive, by the way, also, but I'm saying it's a whole lot less expensive than it is in Lagos, because Lagos, like I said, Lagos is a no man's land. Lagos is where people go to, and like millionaires or billionaires are the people that can literally get properties in Lagos. That's how Lagos is. Before you can get like a landed property in Lagos, like a personal house in Lagos, you have to like be really wealthy right now, by the way. But in Accra, you can be like an average human coming in. You can like still get a land, get a house, start up somewhere. So lands are a whole lot cheaper in Accra than it is in Lagos. And when it comes to security, I think Accra is a whole lot more secure than Lagos. It may be because of the population also, and because Ghana is a generally well secured country, is a peaceful country than Nigeria is. So when it comes to the level of security where you feel more safe, I personally feel a whole lot safer on the streets of Accra than I do on the streets of Lagos, because on the streets of Accra I can be out 1 a.m. I can still be feeling like, oh, I should be home. I thought, okay, let's be honest, I've not been at 1 a.m. in Accra. I'm just saying, if situation like that arise, I can feel a whole lot safer than I will. But I've been out up to like 10, 11 p.m. on the street of Accra, and I feel a whole lot like less panicky, like, oh, I should be home, something can happen to me, than I will in Lagos. Because when I get to Lagos, my anxiety level is always on the highest rise, because like I can't be out in Lagos getting to the 6 p.m. and I'm not like, oh, I don't want to be outside when it's dark. A lot of things happen when it's sunny in Lagos. So when it's dark, it's like triple of that. So I do not want to be caught in any unsecured situation. So when it comes to security, Accra is a whole lot more secure than Lagos is. Understandable because of the population, different people from different walk of life in the city, so it's a whole lot different. I think we're talking about a whole lot of things. We cannot complete all of that in this video. We're going to try and put in as much as we can, and then we're going to make a part 2 of this video where we'll talk about a whole lot of things. Because this video is not like well planned, I'm just like skipping. So it's just going to be like a whole lot tricky to like piece together, which is why the next video I'm going to like plan it out, the part 2 of this, because the cities will have a lot to talk about in both cities, and we cannot cover it in one sitting like this. It's a whole lot difficult. And now let's talk about foreign restaurant and foreign cuisines and the rest of that. Like Lagos has a lot more to offer than Accra does, because like I said, there are lots of foreigners in Lagos, and because Lagos is a multicultural city, there's a whole lot of culture blended. There are a lot of different options when it comes to food. Like you can be an Italian, you can easily get Italian food on the street of Lagos. You can be a Chinese, you can get all of that. You can be Indian, you get that. Literally everything you can get. There are a lot of foreign restaurants in Accra also, but there are a whole lot of restaurants that has the Ghanaian food. It obviously has a lot less because obviously it's a smaller city. I think let's end it here on the whole restaurant. Lagos has a lot more to offer when it comes to foreign restaurant and foreign cuisine, because obviously it's a bigger city. And when it comes to street food, no, I think we should save the street food for the part 2. Like I said, as we're going up, this series will get a whole lot more interesting. So I hope you keep on watching. If you enjoyed this video and you're still here, you're still watching, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And yeah, we're talking about Lagos versus Accra, Accra, Ghana, Lagos, Nigeria, Accra, Ghana. Both cities, different vibes of living in both cities. And we're talking about how it is living in both cities. The series, part 1 of the series. Part 2 is coming very soon. Where it will be a way more planned out video than this one is, obviously. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Like I said, if you're more introverted, Accra is more suited for you. By the end of this series, you will see which city is more well suited for you. If you're planning on visiting Africa anytime soon, planning on spending any time in Africa, you will see what city is more always suited for you than the other one is. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.